Hey guys, I'm sitting down to eat some ravioli with sour cream. I want to talk to you about the grocery prices. Guys, no, 2 days ago, I bought a chicken, organic chicken for $50. A whole chicken cut up by the butcher into 8 pieces. So before I used to make chicken soup and in like 2 or 3 days I would throw the soup out and along with the chicken. But as prices rose, I started to study how to repurpose the meat. So, for instance, today, it's been the third day since we made the chicken bouillon. There was a little bit left. So I said, you know what? Let me make chicken cutlets by taking the chicken off the bone from the soup, um, regrounding it up along with dill, paprika, garlic, and salt, breadcrumbs, or I used flour today. Then I added zucchini to make it more moist, and an egg for a binder. I also added a little bit of mayo, so for the flavor. I combined it with the flour to make it extra crispy and turn it to be little pieces like of a ball. And I fried it up on both sides. Now, from one chicken it was $50 or 55. I got 2 meals, so that's roughly 27.50 a meal that will last 3 days. So now we have 6 days of meals that are $55, which roughly is, if you divide 55 by 6, that will be 6 times 8. That's like 8.25 a meal, which goes a long way now since the economy is so hard. Now, ravioli. I could make them on my own. I really could. But I choose not to because it's a lot of work. Good morning, hi. You seem new. Please do hit that like and subscribe button and please become part of my YouTube family. If this pertains to you, the high rising prices of the economy. I'm eating breakfast after cooking for the day. I'm drinking some tea with lemon and eating ravioli. What? I'm not. Ravioli. I add vinegar, pepper, soda, and sour cream. What is your expense today? So very important to know that you could make 2 meals out of one. Another day, I made ham, like Thanksgiving ham. But it wasn't Thanksgiving, it was just another day. So I had ham left over. I see. What happened to you? What happened to your teeth? Wisdom tooth pulled out. Good morning, Lorenzo. How are you? We're touching up a topic of food now and what are the costs of food because I don't buy cheap food. I never did. I don't shop at cheap places for food. My food is always from butchers, always organic. So I started to reconstitute the food I make. So that means if I make ham, like I was saying, and there's ham left over, I'll grind it up. I'll add dill, garlic, and fried onion. I'll add it with pasta and I'll have. See you later. I hope you subscribed. And I would have made a beautiful hamburger helper. So now we had from a $45 ham. That's how much they go for in New York. Worth that ham. I had made the ham that lasted us 3 days. And now I'm going to make either hamburger helper or crepes filled with with the meat from the ham that was ground up. It already has flavor in it, and the crepes will be amazing. You just add the meat inside of the crepe into the middle, fold the crepe up, and fry it until it's golden brown. You have to because it's crazy. I kind of was thinking about it that we spend close to $2,000 on food a month for 5 people, which includes my daughter who's 7, my husband, my mom, and my dad, and myself. So I started to reconstitute the food. Yeah, I mean, because like a gallon of Horizon's organic Valley milk is $12. Okay, I buy 2 gallons always. I was astounded yesterday when I bought my daughter cereals. Like, so she likes Frosted Flakes and she likes Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Those are $7 each now. When were they $7 each? I remember buying them for $3.50 before my daughter was born. Where are the prices going? What is happening? So I started to reconstitute the food because, first of all, nobody throws out food on the third day, but I do because my mom had a kidney transplant. My husband is the donor. They have to have very fresh and healthy food. My dad is very old. My daughter is growing up. They need healthy food. All this junk that kids consume during the day is astounding, which I don't want to repeat. For instance, so I bought candy. This will last. This is chocolate candy mix. So you see, this bag, $25. Why? I have no idea what is up with the prices. But that's what it is, and now we have to be more cautious of how we reconstitute the food. Not to throw out stuff, to make them more, you know, interesting to eat. People in your family will not even know that that was the meal that they already had, that it was just remade. Yeah, in Brooklyn, New York, where it's like so expensive. Where are you from? Hmm, funny. Yeah. Mm. Amen. Yeah, I don't know how they expect people to live. Well, literally, I never once went with my daughter to a grocery store and haven't bought her a snack. And that will never happen. I'll rather put something else back and come back the other day. I've never done that. But a couple of days ago, you know those Kinder eggs? They have them. I think there's like 15 of them and it's a $20 box. And they have toys inside. My daughter's like, Mom, can I have that? I said, Mika, you have to wait because you gotta buy a lot of stuff. I don't use credit cards, especially in grocery stores, because they steal. They use the convenience fee, then they use the credit card fee, then they add the taxes. That's crazy. That's extra like $20 on your receipt. So I always use cash. So my shoppings are never less than $275 ever in America. What about you? So I remember buying all the things I needed, and she's like, Mommy, can I have that? I said, You know what, Nika? Yeah, you can. And I put some stuff back, and I came back another day. I'm not one of those moms that will be like, No, you can't have that. We didn't come here for that. Well, if you didn't come here for that, leave your child either with a relative or a neighbor that you know or your spouse. Don't bring a child to a grocery store and not buy them anything. That's just heartbreaking. You know, I see parents doing all sorts of things. And no disrespect if you're one of them, but I see a parent trying to wake up and they go to to Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks or whatever the coffee shop is. And they buy themselves. Oh, that's my oatmeal. Look at what happened to my oatmeal. Guys, look. Oh no, no problem. Simmer it down. Gotta adjust in time. The oatmeal is complete. We're gonna clean up the stove before it dries up. meal for me. Let me add some more. See, that's the gallon of milk for $11. Okay. No, we do not. Do you? Everything costs so much. Some people opt for no insurance than the insurance we have because it's so expensive. Now, there's people that choose not to have insurance versus having the insurance we have because everything costs so much. You wind up paying like $2,000 a month for procedures, for medical costs. Like my daughter's insurance, like $700 a month through my husband's job. He's an MTA worker. Now, is that fair? She had appendicitis. That surgery cost like 20 grand, I think. Of course, the insurance is gonna go up in price. The premium. Is it fair? No. But paying into the system, we're agreeing with the system. We're letting the system dictate how things are supposed to be. And is it right? No. No. What for? Jeez. God bless. We don't. Everything is super expensive. Yeah, it's very hard, guys. It is. But that's the life we're facing. Hey, how are you? Just cleaning up the usually my husband cleans up. But he went to work and I cooked someone. That's it. Alright guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna go. Have to head out to the gym.